In a few moments, you will begin to relax very deeply and easily to my voice, relaxed and calm to my voice. But first, I would like you to take a deep breath and hold it for a few moments, and then release and feel your body drop gently into calmness, a heaviness now with each breath that you take. Now, each time said, you will relax twice as much as before, twice as much. And take a second deep breath and hold it for a moment. And then release it and feel your body drop gently into calmness, a heavy, warm feeling now with each breath that you take now. Gently focus on the brow, like a band, a pressure above the eyes. Feel it now, like a gentle pressure across the forehead, and now heading down towards the eyes, the nose, and the cheeks. A heavy, numb, and relaxed feeling. Into the teeth now. A heavy numbness now in the teeth. Let it all go. All the movement ends now in stillness. Feel it. Stillness leading to freedom. Freedom. How little we give ourselves freedom each day. Today, think for a moment and give yourself freedom willingly for just a few moments to relax and remember stillness before we began to move so easily, so much. Openness. Remember openness, like a gentle window on a sunny day. Now feel the wind and feel the warmth and gentleness. And now this numb, heavy feeling moves to the neck and the shoulders and into the arms and elbows and into the lower arms. A heavy feeling, warm, like the warmth of your blanket. And feel the warmth now move into the wrists and into the fingers, each one separate now, each one separate and numb. And now feel this heavy, relaxed feeling move into the shoulders and into the chest and organs, your lungs, your heart, and liver. A warm, healthy, relaxed feeling. Calmness. So wonderful and blessed. And now into the stomach and intestines, and into the loins, and then into the thighs. A warmth, a numbness, more than before now, twice as much as a moment ago. Feel it now. And into the knees, and into the lower legs and calves, and into the ankles, and finally into every single toe. Each toe, each one single now, each one totally relaxed and calm. Our energy one now, still, ready, all calm now, ready to listen, completely open and relaxed. Now, in a few moments, I will ask you to imagine a blackboard, and on this blackboard you will write a number. And as you wipe off that number, you will relax twice as much as before. Twice as much as before, now. So imagine your blackboard and write the number 10 and wipe it off and relax. 9 and wipe it off. 8 and wipe it off and relax. 7 and wipe it off. 6 and wipe it off. 5 and clean it off and relax still deeper. The number 4 and wipe it off. 3 and wipe it off. The number 2 and wipe it off and relax deeper than ever before. Twice as much as a moment ago. Twice as deep. And 1 and wipe it off and relax. Now comfortable. Now open and relaxed and ready to listen. It is just at a time like this, when we are quiet, when we are calm and peaceful, that it is good to look at the knots that form in our thinking, our consciousness. Conscious love, for all we do begins with loving something, and we are conscious love. But before that, I want you to look up into your mind's eye, up towards the brow, and imagine your consciousness as a long, supple, golden cord of light. Imagine it now in your mind's eye, and see how soft and beautiful you are. See the sensitivity and the original flexibility that was yours from the very beginning. From the very beginning, it was yours, impossible to remove. It is exactly this reason, this sensitivity, this powerful openness, that knots began to form so many years ago. Natural inexperience. Natural. See them now, these knots caused by life's events. Our fears, our anxieties, how we have changed because of them from open to a little more closed each time, a little more cautious, until one day the door is closed. Our sensitivity in hiding now, peeking out only to our closest friends now, and even then not entirely sure. See this beautiful, sensitive one. Now see the knots, some loose and not yet formed, some tight from time and repeated experience, some so tight, our energy is restricted and weak. So simple to solve, so simple really. Now imagine in your mind's eye gently working with just such a knot. See it loosen just a little today, just a little each time. Gently, for we are sensitive and cautious. See our actions of patience and love, for we cannot repair using the same methods that cause us damage. No control, no anger, no force, no, not too harsh, not too quick, for when we force our energy to move at our speed, it is a form of control. For this reason, it is wise to walk at the speed of the one we are walking with, his speed, her speed, together in cooperation, for all love begins as cooperation. Love begins as cooperation. And now imagine the knot releasing and our consciousness returning to the state before the knot formed. Our original self. Our original self when love was not restricted. Our original self when love was open and trusting. A conflicted mind is just such a knot in our consciousness. I remember asking my teacher, an enlightened Buddha, "Teacher, why is my mind so full of negative thoughts? Why do I seem to fight myself even to be healthy?" The Buddha smiled. "Is that not what sitting still teaches us? The act of meditation, that our consciousness sits still, but is often in the company of our consciousness that does not stand still. A duality exists, one of us standing still, and one of us often opposing stillness. Do you wish to know this one and his tricks?" The Buddha began his explanation. "First, you must see the openness of our beginning before duality began, so pure and open, so wonderful and true. For all that you do is based on loving something, started with loving something, and you are conscious, so you are conscious love. Or said another way, you are constant love, constantly flowing with love. But when inexperienced, your true state of constant love, you will feel pushed, pulled, or even controlled by the urges created by the things you love. For love out of balance creates urge, or urgent love. Constant love, but now focused on only one thing now. Two identical beings formed from the original self. Constant love based on experience, and constant love becoming urge. thinking love and urgent love, mostly not thinking now, only thinking of its single purpose now, often confused as the mind and the heart. And now the fight begins over territory, the fight over what controls your life, thinking love or urgent love, our love beyond thought, ignoring thought. For we have one energy, you for example, wanting to do yoga or meditation or some other thing you have consciously chosen. Conscious love, using your thinking and experience to make a choice, this one measured towards health and happiness. And now we have another energy, you for example, urgent love, pushing back a little, pushing back a lot, opposed to this healthy, conscious choice of yours to do yoga or meditation or some other healthy thing. Wanting to do something different now. Urges now threatened by acts of health. Neediness does not like stillness. Craving does not like limits. So energy becomes blocked, a blockage now. One energy, you for example, blocking another energy, you for example, holding yourself back. A battle of conscious thought against urge or urgent love. Urge, still conscious love, but now focused on something so intently that it is mostly unconscious now. Conscious of only its purpose, making it mostly unconscious. Listening for only its purpose, making it mostly deaf. On its own journey, making it mostly uncooperative. And here we have the conflicted mind emerging. Two energies, both you, for example, one conscious and one mostly unconscious, one thinking and one urging, one listening and one mostly deaf, one working and one mostly uncooperative. All aspects of our conscious love, but poorly put together from inexperience to form a constant argument in the mind. For when half our energy is working for us and half our energy is working against us, we feel powerless, but really we are two powerful energies, two powerful forces opposed to each other, each one us. Two powerful forces, if moved in the same direction, would create strength, each one us. Now moving forward together, becoming one energy with a strength you have never felt before, a Buddha's power. For you have never felt your true power, for you have always had, born into a configuration of one energy against the other in this life, but each one ours. We cannot be overpowered by our own energy. Impossible to happen. To fail, we must give in to urge. But now the opportunity to understand it exists before you. For a lifetime you have been one energy working against the other energy, both you, feeling stronger and weaker depending upon the strength and weaknesses of the arguments within you, so tiring and futile. But you have never felt the silence and power of complete cooperations. You have never felt the power of a life beyond urges and a mind beyond conflict. But how do I end this conflict, I asked. Simple, really, the Buddha said. So simple. For years I tried to argue with unhealthy thinking, my urges, to try to come to some sort of agreement to move to health together. I spent a lifetime doing this. So many agreements we made, but so little change. I then began to realize that these urges were so focused that they were not listening, only waiting to get their way. Remember the barking dogs, my master would say so many years ago in the clearing with his students. I remembered my master's teaching, that a dog barks not to communicate openly, but rather to defend its territory only. A communication that means to change nothing. Communication that is open to nothing, only warning us. Urges were just such a thing. A barking dog, not communicating at all, though using words. Our love beyond true communication, defending its need, using communication as a warning tool only, beyond agreements, this energy. I suddenly saw that unhealthy thinking, this barking dog, was something beyond reasoning with. Rather, unhealthy thought had its roots in the real world, the physical world, and was the result of unhealthy chemistry from unhealthy consumption. And that all the time I had spent working on my unhealthy thinking to find agreement, my topsy-turvy imaginary world, I had not changed any of my unhealthy chemistry at all. For this reason, no progress had been made. The escape was good, clean living in the real world, to limit consumption to a healthy diet, a healthy life without unnatural foods and unhealthy entertainment, for these were unnatural to the body and were the source of urgent love, of urges. To live with impeccability creates its own magic, my teacher used to say. Like a bar of gold heated to the point of annealing, our urgent love can be transformed back to the conscious love by denying our urges with conviction. In time, those urges will fade from their focused attention and return to the place before they became mostly unconscious, mostly uncooperative. They will return to their original state before craving began to challenge conscious living. We will return to a time before having a duality, before duality existed. Feel the not release. And in that moment, the story of the Buddha faded into quiet peacefulness. In a few moments, we will begin the countdown to awaken using your blackboard again. Take a deep breath and relax and feel the love surrounding you. Little flecks of living light all around you flowing into your lungs, into your veins, and into every cell of your body. Healing love, instructive love, the helper and teacher. Now imagine your blackboard and write the number 5 and wipe it off and feel the energy flow back into you. And now 4 and wipe it off and awaken. 3 and wipe it off and awaken even more. 2 and wipe it off and awaken. And finally 1 and wipe it off and now fully awake and ready for a new day.